The school bully. Sam was known as the school bully. He was tough. He had a lot of muscles. He was very tall, too. He looked really scary. He was mean. He teased people. He made fun of people's appearances. He spent 10 minutes teasing one of his classmates. The classmate cried. The classmate told the teacher. The teacher talked to the bully. The teacher called the bully's parents. The bully's parents arrived at the school. The bully, his parents, and the teachers all talked. The parents and the bully left the school. The teacher gave an announcement. The bully was kicked out of school. He will never return. Sharing is caring. It was snack time. Ted has a bag of chips for his snack. Todd has an apple for his snack. Julia has a granola bar for her snack. Lauren has grapes for her snack. Todd doesn't really like his snack. He would rather have chips or a granola bar or grapes. He asks Ted, Julia, and Lauren if they are willing to trade. They say no. The teacher hears this. She says it's not very nice to say no. She tells them to share. Ted grabs a handful of chips. Julia tears off a piece of her granola bar. Lauren breaks off a branch of grapes. Todd takes the food. He thanks his friends. Sore arms. Deborah did a lot of push-ups yesterday. She usually never did any at all. When she woke up the next day, her arms were sore. She was confused at first. She did not hit herself. She wondered why her arms felt so weak. It hurt to move them. It really hurt when people touched her arm. Even a small poke would hurt her. She asked her dad to take her to the doctor. Her dad asked her if she exercised. She told him about the push-ups. Now I see. After you exercise a lot, you get sore the next day, her dad said. What can I do in order not to get sore? Deborah asked. Stretch, her dad said. Meeting his cousins. Frank's cousins were coming to town. He was excited. This was the first time he would see them in person. His cousins lived in another country. He never saw them. The only time he saw them was when he webcammed with them. He also talked on the phone with them. Frank was excited to have someone at his age to talk to. Frank got all his video games ready. He could not wait to play with them. His cousins came. They hugged and laughed. Frank told them stories about his country. They told him stories about their country. They played games. They then ate dinner. After dinner, they continued to play games. Water slide. The kids are at a water park for a field trip. It is time to go on the water slide. Hector is scared to go on the slide. He looks up and sees how high the slide is. Afraid of heights, he does not want to go on. He sees all the other kids having fun on the slide. Hector gets very upset. The teacher goes up to talk to him. She explains to him that it is safe and nothing will happen. Hector decides to take the risk. He climbs up the slide. He takes a pause before he goes down. As he goes down, he screams. At the bottom he realizes it is not so bad. He is now ready to line up and go again. He was forced to go home. Austin goes to a private school. Private schools make their students wear uniform. Austin hates the uniform. He has his own unique style. One day he decided to break the rules. He wore a baseball cap to school. His teacher noticed his cap. She told him to take it off. Austin asks why. We can't tell if you're sleeping, Ms. Myers said. Fine. Austin yelled. He took off his cap. He threw his cap at Ms. Myers. Austin, your behavior is unacceptable. He was sent to the principal's office. He was forced to go home. His parents grounded him for a week. Selling chips to her schoolmates. Sally does not want to get a job. She is too lazy. Also, she does not like following orders. She wants to be her own boss. Sally wants to make some easy cash. She has an idea. She buys 30 packs of chips for $15. She then sells them to her schoolmates for a more expensive price. She sells the chips for $1 per bag. The bad thing is that Sally is not allowed to do this. It is against the school policy. She must be secretive about it. She sells during lunch period. People come to her. They sit at her table and pretend they are talking to her. Riding a skateboard. Michael wanted to learn something new. He wanted to do something adventurous. He decided to learn how to ride a motorcycle. His parents said no. They said it was too dangerous. He decided to learn how to ride a skateboard instead. His parents agreed to this. It was much safer than learning how to ride a motorcycle. Michael called his friends. His friends knew how to ride a skateboard. They let him borrow their skateboard. Michael tried it slowly. He held the fence. He slowly balanced himself. This was not so hard. He then fell. He laughed it off. He needed more practice. The talent show. Talent shows are typically held at schools for younger students. They allow students to be creative. People do many different things. Some students sing. Some students dance. Some students act. Some students do magic tricks. Some students play instruments. Some students tell jokes. Sometimes, students get more creative. Some students get stage fright. Sometimes, these students throw up. But it's okay, the audience cheers for them still. Kids need support. Sometimes talent shows have winners. But other times, everyone is a winner. Twins like different things. Pat and Angel are twins. They like different things though. Pat likes salty food. Angel likes sweet food. Pat likes chips, pizza, and burgers. Angel likes cake, ice cream, and strawberries. Their parents wanted to buy them a meal for their birthday. The problem was that they wanted different things. Pat wanted to eat salty fish. Angel wanted to eat a cake. Why can't we get both things? Pat asked. We are having money problems, her mom said. Let's get the fish, Angel said. Her parents were impressed by her maturity. Pat thanked her twin. Moving to New York. Aaron is from California. He lived there since he was born. His dad got a job in New York. Aaron is happy for him, but he doesn't want to move. All his friends are in California. He is going to miss everything. He loves the park. He would go there to relax. He loves the library. He would go there to do homework. He loves all the restaurants. Their foods are all delicious. He is going to miss driving. In New York, no one drives. His mom tells him to pack up. He packs his belongings. He says goodbye to his room. It's time to go. Flying alone for the first time. Rebecca was going to Texas to visit her relatives. Her mom and dad had to go to work. This was her first time flying alone. She was flying from California. Rebecca was very scared at first. When she got on the plane, she was nervous. The plane began to take off. Rebecca calmed down after the plane steadied. This was not as bad as she thought. Rebecca was okay now. She listened to music. She had a nice conversation. The view from above was also nice. She began to like the plane ride. It was not as scary as she thought it would be. A bad influence. Gary used to be a good boy. He listened to his parents. He did his homework. He was nice to everyone. This all changed after he met Jordan. Jordan was the popular guy. He was also a mean guy. He never did his homework. He was mean to his friends. People wondered why he even had friends. It's because they wanted to be popular, too. So they followed him around. Gary became his friend. Jordan pushed him around. He made Gary become mean. Gary started ignoring his friends. His parents were worried about him. They talked to him about his change. A lazy kid. Manny was a lazy kid. All he wanted to do was playing video games. He paid the smartest kid in class to do his homework. He convinced his little sister to do his chores. He made his parents do his laundry. His mom was getting tired of Manny's bad habits. She wanted Manny to change. She told Manny's teacher about Manny's behavior. The teacher was upset. Mr. Howard forced Manny to stay after school until he finished his homework. Manny's mom told her daughter that she would be punished if she did her brother's chores. Manny's mom and dad stopped doing his laundry. Job applications. It was summer. He needed money to pay for school next year. He decided to get a job. He needed to apply to different places. He first made a resume. He then made a cover letter. He walked around his neighborhood. He asked managers if they were hiring. By the end of the day he found 10 different places that were hiring. They were mostly retail or restaurant jobs. He wanted to work nearby. He filled out the applications. The next day he handed them in. Tom was hopeful. 2 weeks later he received phone calls. They wanted him to be interviewed for the job. The perfect burger. Nick loved burgers. He wanted to find a perfect burger. He tried them everywhere he went. He decided to try 10 different places one day. He did not eat the whole thing. He had a bite of each burger. He ate all types of burgers. His favorite was the cheeseburger, but he did not taste any amazing burgers. Then he ate the last one. The last one was perfect. The buns were perfectly cooked. The beef was juicy. The lettuce and tomato were fresh. It even had melted cheese and a special sauce. This was the best burger he had ever had. First pimple. Andre was 12 years old. A lot of 12-year-old boys get pimples. Andre saw a pimple on his forehead in the morning. He had never gotten one before. He screamed. He did not know what it was. "Mom, there's an alien on my face," Andre yelled. His mom put her hand under his chin. She looked at his forehead and laughed. "It's not funny," Andre said. "Honey, it's just a pimple. Everyone gets one from time to time," his mom said. Andre felt a little better when she said that. His mom gave him some pimple cream. Andre hoped it would go away soon. Her 16th birthday. Tiffany was turning 16. She was going to have a party. She was going to invite all her friends and family. It was going to be a big party. There was going to be food, music, and games. Her family was helping her plan it. Her mom picked the caterer. They were going to serve sandwiches. They also had dessert. The dessert was chocolate cake. They had karaoke and also games. She had to pick a place. She picked an indoor place. It had a dance floor. Tiffany was very excited for her birthday. She knew it was going to be fun. Watching a tennis game. Dorothy was watching a tennis game. It was at her school. Her school was competing against another local school. Her sister was on the tennis team. Dorothy loved watching her sister. It was intense to watch tennis. She especially liked the intense serves. Her sister was really good at serving. Her sister won all 3 of her matches. Her school won the tennis game. They won by a lot. Dorothy had fun watching and cheering on her sister. She also cheered on her friends who were also on the team. Dorothy congratulated her sister. Pacing yourself. Everyone has to do the mile run test. Most people take it in middle school. The girls have to complete the mile under 12 minutes. The guys have to complete the mile under 10 minutes. Most people passed. Some people failed. They had to take it again. Michelle failed it. She was doing well in the beginning. She was in front of everyone. But she got tired. She started walking. She finished the mile in 17 minutes. She knew what to do the next time. She was going to go a steady pace. Not too fast, not too slow. Luke's new school. Luke was moving to a new school. His dad got a new job, so he had to move. He felt sad. He had to leave all his friends behind. He was scared he would have a hard time making new friends. He was also scared because he would not be used to the new place and the new school. His parents told him everything would be fine. When he got there, everything felt weird. It felt out of place. His house looked so different from his old house. The next day he went to school. He made a lot of new friends. He was happy with his new school. Dirty shoes. It was raining. William loves jumping in puddles. He jumped in 5 puddles. He was wet and dirty. His mom told him to change his clothes. They were going to a fancy party. He wore a nice dress shirt and slacks. William and his mom arrived at the party. The host opened the door. They went inside the house. The host screamed. William was confused. The host pointed at his shoes. He had forgot to change them. There were dark footprints on the floor. He left the party. He was forced to change his shoes. Baby brother. Gloria is 12 years old. She is now the only child in the family. She is going to have a little brother soon. She has mixed feelings. A part of her wants a baby brother. She will have someone to play with. She can teach him what she knows. She can be less lonely. Another part of her does not want a baby brother. She wants all the attention from her parents. She does not want to share her things. She does not want her parents to like her baby brother more than her. She does not want to hear him cry. She does not want to change his diaper. Opposites really do attract. Sandy and I were opposites. Sandy was pretty. I was ugly. Sandy was dumb. I was smart. Sandy's parents were divorced. My parents have been married for 30 years. Sandy was athletic. I was clumsy. Sandy was shy. I was loud. Sandy was liked by everyone. Some people hated me. Sandy was funny. Everyone laughed at her jokes. I couldn't even tell a joke. Sandy was clean. I was dirty. We were very different obviously. But we were still friends. We have been best friends since first grade. We will go to the same college. We won't be roommates though. I guess what they say is true. Opposites really do attract. Finding a place to study. Lauren has a test. It is very important. She has to study a lot. She tried to study in her room. Her baby brother kept crying. It was too loud. She could not concentrate. She went to a coffee shop. People were always talking. The blender was too noisy. She could not concentrate. She went to the library. Libraries are usually quiet. This one was different. The kids were laughing. Lauren did not want to be mean to them. She left the library. She went to the park. Birds started to poop on her. Her hair was a mess. She went back home. She took a shower. She had an idea. She brought her book to the bathroom. She studied in there. He loves having 2 families. William's parents have been divorced for 5 years. Most kids are sad when this happens. William was happy. He hated it when his parents were together. They always fought. It was annoying to hear them arguing. He also loves having 2 homes. His mom lives in England. His dad lives in Canada. William currently lives in Canada. He goes to England whenever he has a long holiday. His mom and dad are all remarried now. William loves his step-parents. He also loves his half-siblings. William loves having 2 families. He was never happy when his parents were together. They made him choose sides all the time. Now, he has the best of both worlds. Ripped bag. Tracy had to take a vocabulary quiz. She needed her pen. She looked inside her bag, but the pen wasn't in there. It was always there. She just used it yesterday. She decided to let it go. She also needed a piece of paper. She looked inside her bag. There was no paper. Did she leave everything at home? Was she becoming forgetful? Was someone stealing from her? She borrowed paper from a friend. She also needed an eraser. She looked inside her bag. No eraser. She screamed, "Oh my God!" Her classmates stared at her. She apologized. Her classmate then pointed at the bottom of her bag. There was a huge hole. Doing chores for money. Jason is 12 years old. He wants to buy a video game. It costs $60. He does not have money. He cannot get a job. He is too young to get one. He tried selling his old things. He only made $1. He tried doing homework for people. He got caught. He tried taking online surveys. He ended up getting a computer virus. He tried selling his handmade toys. People thought they were ugly. He tried dancing on the streets. He only managed to get a few pennies. He entered a drawing competition. The prize was $100. He lost. He asked his parents if he could have some money. They said yes. There was a catch. He had to do chores. He said yes. His parents gave him $5 for every hour he worked. Shopping for a backpack. Samantha was starting her first day of 6th grade in 2 weeks. She needed a new backpack. Her backpack from last year was ripped. This year she wanted a cool backpack to start off her middle school years. She did not know where to begin. She went to the mall and began searching. Her mom suggested she get something with flowers. Her dad suggested she get something plain. However, when she saw this backpack, she knew it was meant to be hers. The backpack had several pockets to hold all her belongings. It was also made of sturdy and durable material. The backpack was pink with purple dots. She immediately grabbed it and asked her mom if she could get it. Her mom said okay and handed her some money. She was very excited. Online stranger. Lily was playing a computer game. Random people online are grouped in 5s. They all play against each other. You can also talk to the other players. Lily noticed that someone had sent her a message. She clicked on the inbox. It was from someone she did not know. The person said hi. It was a guy. She was deciding whether or not to reply. Her mom always said not to talk to strangers. But her dad said every friend was once a stranger. She said hi. The guy asked where she was from. She told him she was from Los Angeles. He was from there, too. They turned out to be from the same math class.